Okay, but seriously, give back my skull. He was my tank. Like, I could take a hit. What do we got? Byron Pickett. You see a well-dressed, middle-aged man. He seems to be scanning the crowd with a practiced eye. He notices you approach and gives you a quick once-over. Greetings. He smiles at you and gives a barely perceptible nod. I am Byron Pickett, moneylender. May I help you? Moneylender. He nods again. Yes, I cater to the needs of the merchants. Want to start a business? Keep one afloat that's down on its luck? Or perhaps expand a business? In either case, you come to me for the funds. He looks you up and down. I doubt that you are a merchant, sir, so what can I do for you? I have some questions. I'm looking for someone named Lothar, or the Master of Bones. He gives you a quizzical look. Really? Why in the name of the nine hells would you want to find him? He stole a skull of mine. So? What do you think you're going to do? Just march in and demand it back? He looks you up and down. I admit that you appear more than capable of handling yourself in a fight, but against Lothar? He snorts. Your skull will decorate his walls. Just how tough can one man be? He laughs uproariously and gives you an incredulous look. Lothar is above the law, Burke. He is that powerful, that tough. I still need to find him. He pauses for a moment. I have reasons, quite good ones, I can assure you, not to point anyone towards Lothar. Now pike it, sod. He turns away. Wow, nice guy.
I'm gone.
You look like a person who could use a... Wait. Come now, you insult me, sir. Everyone seems to be on this guy's case. What'd you do, Guilt Spur? You see a florid, boisterous man. He's shouting and carrying on like there's a war that's about to come through. Like he's got something lodged in his intestines. Like, well, like he's too excited about something to talk in a normal tone of voice. His rapid-fire delivery makes it difficult to understand him. You, sir. You there. You look like you could use something. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but give me time, and I'll have it figured out on the spot. You need rooms? I've got rooms. You need supplies? I've got supplies. What are you selling? Oh. The axe is worth like nothing. I don't think I need these generics anymore. This crude copper circlet looks like it was a victim of an eager lover, or something that enjoys eating metal, for it is bent on one side and bears teeth marks. Oh. That's unusual. The Hammer of Quality. 2 to 5 crushing, Thaco +1, speed 6. Eh. Cheese! Scroll of Friends. Manipulation spells. They can identify things. It's impressive that the people who stole Morte left behind his teeth. Interesting. I have some questions for you. Anything you want, friend. Time and words are money, so keep it snappy. Well, here's 500 questions. Tell me about this Master of Bones. The Master of Bones. The Lord of the Bones of the Night. Librarian of the most grisly library this side of Set's home. Skulls sit upon his shelves, whispering their secrets into Lothar's hardened heart, and all who have the temerity to face them. There is much that can be learned there, if the place doesn't drive you mad first. And where is this... And where is this place? It's to the it's to the spire ward of Sigil, towards the spire. Gotcha. Yeah. You might come across a wrecked building. You might see a ladder of bones that leads down into the heart of Sigil, and it could be the ladder will lead you to the Salon of Skulls, in a meeting with Lothar himself. What does he do with the skulls? They say dead men tell no tales, but in Lothar's salon, the dead spill their secrets to the willing ear. The more dead, the more tales, the more chant, and the more chant, why, the more one's eyes are open to the very heart of the multiverse. He wags his eyebrows for emphasis. Wags his eyebrows. Sigh. I'm so enamored by his eyebrows that I'm melting. I had a few more questions. That could be bad if Morte knows enough about me that the Lord of Skulls could use that against me. Master of Bones, there we go. I'm like, what's his name? Who are you and what do you do? I'm Giltspur the auctioneer at your service. I buy, I sell, I provide services and employment. What is this place? What can you tell me of this? What can you tell me of the Godsman? Ah, a group of people close to my heart. They say we are all our own gods, that we have potential for godliness within our spirits, from the lowest beggar to the highest king. We all nurse gods in our breasts. Who could think of something finer? The anarchists. Hi, good one. A fine answer, he chuckles. Now we'll ask about the area. This is the lower ward. Home to the Godsman, the great foundry, and a host of services. What you need is what we have. The foundry? To me, the foundry is but an opportunity. A place where all can test their metal against the metal. Their metal against their metal. Haha. Where souls meet their measure and are quenched in the water of knowledge. Or shattered against the forge of truth. His voice drops to normal tones for a moment. That's what the Godsmen say, at any rate. Do you know of any jobs that need doing? I certainly do, friend. I have a little errand for you to run if you'll take it. It'll net you 50 coins. All you need to do is run this handbill down to the print shop and ask Scofflaw Pen to print up 100 copies for me. Here, take it. He shoves a crumpled piece of paper into your hands.
Updated my journal.
Well. And that's the entirety of it. Let's see. Got a whole zone to poke through here. Try this place. Updated my journal. Dakon, oh that's mine. Drixel. And a bunch of people. Unnecessarily gendered people.
Done.
You see a tall man in plate armor. The armor is of unusual construction, with spikes flaring from the shoulders, elbows, and forearms. He nods as you approach. Good day, citizen. Greetings. How may I help you, citizen? He gives you a friendly look. Who are you? He gives you a slight bow. I am Harmonium Guard Drixel, citizen. I keep the peace here at the market. Tell me of the Harmonium. He snaps to attention. Our belief is simple. We are the light, we are the way, We are order. We are truth. He steals his expression. There wasn't even a question of me joining them, you see? Some Burks talk about doing battle with chaos to restore order and harmony, but they haven't got the stones to do anything about it. The Harmonium, we take action. We keep order on Sigil's streets and on the plains. He nods at you matter-of-factly. He looks even bolder as he speaks. And we don't keep order with words, we fight. And fight hard to maintain and enforce order. Cross-traders, Knights of the Post, Indepts, Anarchists, Shousetex, Tanari Fiends. All had best beware the Harmonium's shadow. Chaos can only exist in an air of tolerance. What can you tell me of the other factions? He looks rather bored, then shrugs his shoulders. Nothing. They are not a part of the truth that is the Harmonium. I have not studied them. You sound so informed, then. I'm looking for someone named Lothar, the Master of Bones. He gives you a dumbfounded look, starts to say something, stops, then starts again. Well, no one knows for certain where Lothar is, citizen. He hasn't broken any laws that we know of, so we at the Harmonium leave him be. I'd suggest you do the same. Why? He gives you an annoyed look. Because, Burke, you don't mess with someone as powerful as Lothar without an extremely good reason and lots of friends to backing you up. That's why. I still need to find him. He stares at you for some time before answering. Very well. You can find the entrance to his kip in a wrecked building here in the ward. He begins to look through you rather than at you. Thank you. Buying stuff. Oh, no, he doesn't sell stuff. He just says that you can sell stuff here. Starts looking through you instead of at you, as if saying that you're... I feel like the subtext there is they're suggesting that you are, like, no longer a living person. Like, you are doomed because you've chosen this path. So he stops even looking directly at you. Because he's resigned to that. When I say unnecessarily gendered, I think people have just straight up not been gendered in this game until the moment I got here. Suddenly everyone in this room has a gendered title for some reason. So it's just very strange. Oh, I'm going all the way around. It's strange that you can't talk to anyone over the counter in this game, seemingly. You see an older man with long white hair and weathered yellow skin. He stands tall despite his obvious age. He smiles and gives you a slight bow. Greetings! And to you as well, Cutter. How may I serve you? He raises an eyebrow as he awaits your answer. What do you have for sale? Poopy butt, trash garbage. Once you spit some plastic, some poison. Magus guard? Bracelets. Consider standard equipment for any adventuring mage. Bracelets such as these can be found across the plains, judging by the markings on this particular bracelet. Appears to have been made in a style quite common to Sigil. Various glyphs of warding are meticulously carved along the surface, producing an almost hypnotic effect when looked at. When worn, this bracelet protects the wearer from normal attacks, as if they were wearing scale armor. So some kind of vague increased defense. Oh, armor class 6. 25% resistance to all normal attacks, plus 10 to base hit points, minus 1 to intelligence and wisdom, usable for thieves. In actuality, this is a living spider, not jewelry. When attached to one's wrist, the spider will sink its fangs into the user's flesh and feed from the host, providing both beneficial and detrimental effects. That's alarming and I hate it. Wow, I hate that. I hate it. Thieves only, immune to poison, resistance to magic, plus 2 save versus spells. This appears to be a baby serpent of some that can be frozen into the shape of a ring, that has been frozen into the shape of a ring. Its eyes glitter and swirl like jewels and even appear to move occasionally. Ring of the Traveler, +1 AC. Just this is the generic one we find everywhere. Displacer ring, +2 AC. Created from the blood of a displacer beast, the ring is able to partially redirect the force of any ordinary weapon. This results in making the user harder to hit, and when hit, take less damage than normal. Armor class affects damage. Evokes pain mirror. Dramatic rod. Magic missile. Limited number of charges. I always find that kind of stuff a little worrying. Let's see. Save real quick. Can he wear it? Right, it's I keep thinking it's a helmet because it looks like a helmet. Armor class 6. Did it help? Reaction, other stuff. Armor class bonus -2. Let's see. Armor class and Thaco. Oh, right. Thaco is just 2 hit. It doesn't mean armor class. Calculate D&D 2 2nd edition armor class. That sure is a whole video. Can somebody explain me armor class system? You just have to, it's not really complicated, you just have to remember what Thaco means. It stands for 2-hit armor class 0. It's the roll that you need in order to, in D&D, on a d20 in order to hit an opponent with an AC of 0. You just subtract the target's AC from the character's Thaco, and that's what you need to roll on your d20. Let's say your Thaco is 20, attacking goblin has AC 8. That's wearing just tattered cloth. You subtract 8 from your Thaco, meaning that you need to roll a 12 or better to hit. Thaco decreases with level, just like 3E's base attack bonus increases. In fact, you'll notice that Thaco and BAB are inverted between the 2 editions. Magic weapons and high stats would add to your d20, and okay. I'm already giving up again. Mainly because even reading someone's explanation, it doesn't show like a visual example, so I don't know. I can't keep in my head all at once what every number individually represents, and which ones are good or bad, and which ones represent which character's parts, and I'm just gonna assume that a thing that says it makes it harder to hit you is better than nothing. But what confuses me is that people have repeatedly explained that a lower armor class is good. You want to be a 0 or a negative. So this being described as having armor class of 6 sounds like it's fucking me. Like, it sounds like it makes my armor class worse because it's a positive number. Like, D&D 2 is stupid. The Thaco is like this whole thing is a mess. It's just so fucking hard to comprehend what you're talking about. It's just deeply annoying. It's just so straightforward nowadays that I'm like, how did they ever come up with such a complicated system? We've rightfully just moved on with our lives. Mainly because like what gets to me is that none of the complications of the system, of how just obtuse it is and like unintuitive it is, it doesn't seem to come with any extra depth. It doesn't seem to accomplish anything unique by being designed this way. It just is confusing while basically accomplishing the same thing that modern AC and hit stuff does. So it's just it's just a total wash as far as I can tell. You can see an older, stern-looking man. His face is a mixture of wrinkles and frown lines. Greetings. He gives you a quick, stiff bow. Aye. Greeting to you as well. Ans is my name. What you needin'? I have some questions. He gives you a toothless grin. I reckon I got the time to give you the chant. What you be needing to know? What's that furnace used for? He glances at the furnace and then lowers his voice. The furnace does nothing other than teach me lazy boy responsibility. That boy's always yapping and talking and such. Reckons himself a scholar and don't know the value of real work. If you have serious questions, well, he may be better to ask than me. Weapons? You found somebody who actually sells weapons. And it doesn't seem like my values of things have changed that dramatically, so I think they were just never worth very much. The weapons you get off of enemies. Oh yeah, they're just worth jack shit. Okay. High quality sledgehammer. Those might be good for her, but I don't know if she can use any other weapons. So it could be useless. But like, if you don't understand why I'm confused, just try to forget what you know about Thaco or whatever the fuck. I don't even know how to refer to half this stuff half the time. And just think about only knowing video games or the vague concept of what armor and hit chance might mean. And just think about how confusing it is that this thing describes itself as giving you armor class, and my armor class doesn't change when I put it on. Like, what? And the game, and supposedly this number going lower makes it better? Like, think about how fucking confusing that is. It's incredibly confusing. What does that mean? It's just really hard to parse what you're even accomplishing when you put gear on. And I haven't had a chance to learn how gear works most of the time, because I usually also don't get gear. My main character still doesn't have a chest piece. And I feel like we're actually getting kind of far in the game. Ooh. Why can't I scroll anymore? Quick save, quick load. Okay, there we go. I think we're on our way to a crash again or something. Just realized that the problem was happening again where I couldn't scroll the screen. Laszlo. This is a name I've exclusively encountered in fiction. I've never heard of a single person ever being named Laszlo. It just makes it feel like a made-up name. You see a young boy with pale yellow skin. His clothes are dirty and in need of mending. Currently he is tending a furnace. Greetings. He gives you a half smile and sets down his work. Hail, do you need some help? Yes, I have some questions. Aye, I'd be pleased to help you if I could. The boy looks grateful not to be toiling over the furnace. What is it I can answer for you? Oh no! Nameless One, no. Why does everyone seem to have yellow skin around here? It's the sickness, it is. Caused by the bad air. What with the smoke and all the factory smogs. It can get pretty hard to breathe easily around here, he shrugs. Some days it's not good to be out, when the smogs linger too long. They can scald your eyes right out of your skull, so it's said. Can't something be done about it? I don't know. At times winds come from the spire and blow the city clear of smog, but that's not as often as would be liked. He blinks, glances around, and shrugs. Ladies will, I guess. Don't make much sense, but then Little does if you look at it long enough. We need to install a giant fan. Is there anything worth seeing around here? Not much to see. The Great Foundry is impressive, though. You might check that out. Home of the Believers, you know. He stops to think. Most of the more amazing sights are in the upper wards. It might be better to look around there. I heard there's a brothel there, the Fest Hall, and some other places that are more interesting. I don't know for sure. I've been here all my life. The Believers? They've got a bunch of names. Believers, Godsmen, Believers of the Source. We mostly just call them Godsmen. They have their kip in the Great Foundry, and they seem to get by pretty well. They're a pleasant bunch. They believe that everybody can be great, as great as the powers even, if you just strive to reach it. It might mean you have to start life over a bunch of times, but you'll eventually get there after a time. Tell me about the Foundry. Center of the ward, pretty much. An impressive structure, to be sure. You can't miss it. Just head north. You'll know it by the big gates. He marks it on your map. You can be as big as the greats if you just set your heart out to it. It might take several lifetimes, but you'll get there one day. It's just, Good luck with that thought process. Maybe if you literally have infinite lives like I seem to. You see a pretty young woman wearing simple clothes. She wanders around the market and examines everything, but does not make any purchases. You notice that people seem to be avoiding her, but they try not to make it obvious. She flashes you a warm smile as you approach. Greetings. Her smile broadens. Hello? I'm Karina. It's a pleasure to meet you, Cutter. She continues to smile and waits for your response. I have some questions. She nods her head. All right. What do you want to know? Where can I buy some weapons? She smiles and points you to one of the counters. Anze over there sells weapons, all kinds of weapons. Are you a warrior? How silly of me, of course you are. I mean, how could you not be with those scars? Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't mention those. You're not sensitive about them, are you? No, I've gotten used to them. She looks relieved. Oh, good. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, or anyone else's for that matter. You just have to be careful what you say to someone, you know? I mean, people are different, and you never know what might offend some person and not another. So, anyway, she pauses for a breath. I'm looking for someone named Lothar, or the Master of Bones. She frowns. Lothar? I don't know anyone named Lothar. Can't recall ever hearing that name either. She gives you a concerned look. Did you say Master of Bones? That sounds ominous, doesn't it? Why would anyone want to be known by that name? Well, to frighten people, I guess. She looks lost in thought as she taps her chin with a finger. Finally, she nods her head. Yeah, I think you're right. It gives me the chills just thinking about it. Master of the Bones. It's a rather scary title. I don't think I'd mess with anyone who had a title like that. She thinks some more. Where can I buy some magic? She smiles and points to one of the counters. Alec over there sells magic things. Are you a mage? You don't look like one. But I guess looks can be rather deceiving. I don't really know what a mage really looks like, now that I think about it. Do you? No, not really. She gets excited and points a finger at you. See? That's just what I mean. They have all this awesome power and can do really incredible things, but you can't just but you can't tell just by looking at them. They could sneak up on you that way. I mean, priests and warriors and whatnot. They have all this obvious stuff they run around with, and you can just tell what they are. So you know to be careful, but not mages. She gives you a matter-of-fact look. You, really like to talk, don't you? She shovels her feet and looks embarrassed. Well, I've been told I probably talk a bit too much, and, well, people tend to avoid me, and I don't really have any friends or male friends courting me. Sometimes I get lonely. She's gonna keep going, okay? Her voice gets lower and lower until she finally is silent. She stares at the ground at her feet. I can understand why. Jesus Christ. I don't think you're a bad person, Karina. I happen to like you.
Updated my journal.
She gives you a hopeful look. Really? Thank you so much. I don't know your name. I don't remember my name. She frowns, starts to say something, then thinks better of it. She shrugs her shoulders. What's in a name? It's just nice to know I have a friend. She smiles. Farewell, Karina. What? That was definitely an interaction. I'm wondering, let's see. Nope, not in here. Mostly missing Ignis here. Was just curious given the introduction. Well, I like you. I mean, yeah. Just cute little ranting. She's thoughtful. She's questioning things out loud and inelegantly, but by volume, she didn't really talk more than any other character. You see a large, blustery merchant. He looks to be totally hairless, unlike his sprite, and his pale yellow skin is scarred as if from burns. He looks at you intently as you approach. Greetings. He smiles at you. Greetings. I'm Cinder. I heard about you. You be the scarred, clueless fella going around the wards asking questions. What can I be helping you with? You look like you have a few scars yourself. He frowns, then begins to laugh. Aye, that I do. A few years back I had my kip set up in the hive. Some barmy mage decided to turn the ward right out of Sigil. Almost took me with it. Sick for a month I was. Oh, burn the ward right out of Sigil. Oh. He's got scars from Ignis. Well, that's a bad time. He does not like being reminded of his scars because it's from a traumatic time, but here he is talking about my scars, so... A month? That's not all that long. He nods and gets a faraway look for a moment. Aye, it could have been worse. Local mage healed me, fixed the scars and all. Could have grown my hair back, but I kinda like the look. You think this mage could help me with my scars? He looks you over, then shrugs. I don't see why not. Your scars don't look that bad. He looks at you closely. Aye. Now who's to say? You should talk to him yourself. Name's Sebastian. And he sets his kip up over by the foundry. Questions for you? Alec has the magic weapons, spells. He's the one that has spells. And a bunch of spells they are. Knock! That's one of the ones that I give my sorcerers. Because both of my sorcerers were written to be ex-thieves. So they have all the thief-related skills, despite being mages. Tasha's unbearable derisive laughter. Fuck you, Tasha. What a bizarre spell. It fills their head with a woman laughing. Her laugh was just so bad, so cruel, they turned it into a spell, just like out of spite. Corvus. You see a tall man in plate armor. The armor is of unusual construction, with spikes flaring from the shoulders, elbows, and forearms. He nods at your approach, then his eyes wander about the market. Good day, citizen. I am Guard Corvus. Greetings. How may I help you, citizen? He gives you a friendly look but glances over your shoulder. Do you know someone named Byron Pickett? Yes, I'm familiar with Byron. He frowns and nods his head. What can you tell me about him? He gives you a stern look. Anything I know about that individual is Harmonium business, citizen. I cannot discuss such matters with strangers. Perhaps after I get to know you better. Trying to see what he's looking at. You glance over your shoulder and see Karina wandering nearby. Corvus seems to have his eye locked on her as she wanders about. Her name is Karina. He snaps his attention back to you. I beg your pardon. You know her, citizen? He looks at Karina again. Voice of an angel, such a pretty young thing. Yes, she's also lonely. I'm certain she would welcome the company of a gentleman.
Updated my journal.
He glances at you, then back at Karina. Excuse me a moment, citizen. He steps around you and heads towards Karina. All right. Corvus returns to you and is smiling brightly. Thank you, friend. A wonderful young lady. He looks a little glassy-eyed. Who are you? He gives you a slight bow. I'm Harmonium Guard Corvus, citizen. I help keep the peace here at the market. He glances around for a moment, then looks at you. Let's see. Well, our incessant need to talk to everybody is paid off in a way. Hopefully. Karina notices your approach and beams you a happy smile. Hello again? She looks like she's about to burst with excitement. Thank you so much, Cutter. I am so grateful for what you did. What did I do, Karina? She laughs. You sent Corvus my way. I know because he told me so. He was afraid to approach me, thought I had a list of suitors. Well, what I mean to say is, thank you. She gives you a hug. You're welcome, Karina. I wish the two of you happiness. Thank you, Cutter. I hope you find happiness in your life as well. Just a little moment of just recognizing stuff and by going around so much. It almost feels like it might be directly referenced by that moment where you can just hug somebody in Disco Elysium. A lot of people got mad at me for not picking that choice, but I was like, it's really weird to just hug somebody. Like, I know so many, like, I've met so many different people that would react viscerally to that. Like, you don't just hug people unbidden. That's incredibly inappropriate. This unusual window allows some light to filter into the room. It casts strange colored shadows across the walls and floor. Ah.
All right.
Yeah, this is where the bone place is. I wonder if I can reach the place where I can get the word for the jug and get another party member. It'd be useful to do before I go into another place where everyone might be trying to attack me again. But now I know where the bone dude is. Lenny. You see a feral-looking young man in shoddy clothes. His eyes dart about as he scans his surroundings. He notices your approach and begins eyeing you warily. Greetings. He looks you up and down, then glances about, returning his attention to you. He gives you a wicked grin. You'd best have a good reason for disturbing Lenny, Burke. I have some questions. He laughs at you. I ain't no tout. If you got questions, go find one. He smiles. His smile broadens. You'd best push off before I have to bleed you. Oh. I just need to ask you a few questions. No. I don't answer... He stops smiling and frowns at you. No, I don't answer questions, Burke. I told you to find a tout. Now get. He glares at you. Nope, the conversation just repeats. You can't, like, annoy him. Kind of wondering what outcome there might be if you just keep talking to him over and over again. Oh? To the upper ward. That's never happened before. They gave me a map. Like, I can just choose where to go now? Is that what the Alley of Lingering Sighs did? Did it, like, sort of affect the world around us, and now we can just traverse however we want? Anazi. Haven't I met you before? Trying to remember. You see a sickly Githzerai woman. She is hunched and bent, and her constant coughing is obviously a source of pain to her. She holds a handkerchief that is practically soaking with blood, tissue, and phlegm to her face. She spies you and hisses. Greetings. She stares at you, speaks a few mumbled words to Dekon. Dekon glances at you and says, "She cannot understand your speech. She says she is dying. What is she dying of?" Her name is Anazi. She says she used to work in a meat curing house here until a month ago, when the illness became too much for her to bear. She was abandoned, evicted from her home, and left for dead. Speech pains her, and her illness has crippled much of her mind. She says there is nothing she can give you of value. And? Know that she will not recover. I can put her out of her misery. That is all. As a Zerth of the people, it is my responsibility to provide an alternative. Do it then, but make it painful? Jesus Christ. Then be merciful, Dekon. Dekon draws his blade and waits for the woman to prepare herself. She touches the unbroken circle of Zerthamon he wears for a moment. Her face is stoic. His blade is a blur, and when he has completed his stroke, she lies bleeding on the hard stone of Sigil's streets. Well struck, Dekon. Let's go.
Updated my journal.
Wow, that actually gave you a lot of experience. Like a almost bizarre amount of experience. Like these people currently have 11,000 and 16,000 total, and that just gave us 4,000. But I guess it splits it, doesn't it? Oh. Fist, saving throw, fighting skills, hit points. Ah. No thief skills this time. Now fist says ++. Okay. A bit grim, but having not only blood and phlegm, but also tissue on the rag. Seems like a nightmare. I guess she just was going that poorly at the moment. Yemen. The man has rough, leathery skin and a pale yellow cast and gaunt features. His face is angular, his nose is small and highly placed, and his ears taper to points. A tracery of tattoos and scars cover his body. He is dressed in strange, gaudy leathers that look more ornamental than combat-ready. He eyes you. His eyes are like two small black stones, and they track you as you approach. Before you reach him, Dekon pauses. I would caution you against speaking to this Githyanki. What's a Githyanki?
Updated my journal.
Githyanki and Githzerai were once of common stock. We were slaves and food for the illithids, mind flayers, who devoured our lives in order to succor their own. One of our ancestors, the warrior queen Gith, led us to victory against the illithids, and we escaped. We have waged unending war on the mind flayers ever since. However, there was disagreement over the future of our people. Upon the blasted plains, our leader, Zerthamon, made the pronouncement of 2 skies, and steel was bared. One race became 2. It is a rift that cannot be crossed peacefully. We're going to speak with them anyway. Dakon nods. The Githyanki has been watching you approach, and seems to ignore you entirely. Dakon, who wails on the walls of Shrakl. I hate this word. Shraktlor? I guess I should just ignore the apostrophes and just deal with that. Dakon, who wails on the walls of Shraktlor, an unexpected surprise. He draws his weapon. Dakon also draws his blade. Yimin, your blood shall corrode the flagstones on the street. Stop. Dakon speaks to you, though he never takes his eyes off his opponent. Hold fast and do not stand between our blades. Let it go, Dakon. Dakon speaks to the Githyanki. Yimin, this is not a place of battle. The entire multiverse is our battlefield, dog. There are no sanctuaries. There is no peace. You shall die. The Githyanki attacks. Well, then I'm attacking the Githyanki. Oh. Oh, there's a lot more of them all of a sudden, isn't there?
Endure.
Okay.
In enduring, grow strong.
Wait. Oh no. He's still crazy. Wow, so she's gonna die of poison right here, and he's never going to turn around and, Done. Last thing we did was deal with that. Okay, let's head over here to the transition point I found. And, let's go ahead and deal with that curse. Actually, the spell guy at the merchant can probably deal with that. Identify, that's it. Never mind. Alright, let's go back to the witch. And get this goddamn weapon off of me already. I have better options finally. It was such a huge upgrade originally because it seemed to do like double the damage of anything else. Dude, fast travel.
Done.
This is revolutionary if it lets me avoid the that one enemy in particular. I guess it won't be much of a problem now because I'll finally be without this curse. Enchanted Battle Axe, 2 to 9 plus 1. Just in general, that'll be nice. And I got him axe training. Yep. Taking a nap. Taking a nap. You can sell her earrings back to her. What a rude regift. They seem worth holding on to, so I might as well have them. She won't buy the dagger. And I don't get the feeling that he can learn spells, actually. 'Cause he's got, like, special spells.
I'm gone.
So now the next question is, where is this going to take me when I leave? Does it also go back to the screen? Ah. This just happens now. Isn't that nice? It's tempting to go straight to the clerk's ward then, because that's my goal, but I might as well finish poking around this place, since we're already here. Fast travel will save some time. I was worried about having to make the trip back and how that might go. Like, do you have to go through that whole alley and the tenement of thieves every single time?
Updated my journal.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
It's the AoE buff. I will first give you a strength bonus to help us just obliterate this guy.
Damn.
Ow! 18's a lot of damage.
I hear your words.
Supposed to be an AoE.
There can be disguise.
This is chaos. It's kind of hard to parse. Poison spit. Blah. Actually, a lot of soldiers were kind of fucked.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
Unleashes someone's wrath. It feels like it'd be a good thing, not a bad thing. Time to embalm myself. I'm not getting through this.
Come to pass.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm just back over here now.
I'm gone.
Well, you weren't ready for me to just come right back, were you?
Damn.
Damn it!
Nobody can hit.
Hear you. That can be disguise.
All right.
Quick, while the buff's active. Nobody here can actually land hits. It's kind of incredible.
Damn.
Just folly.
Done.
Garbage. Could have gone better, but I figured I would commit to what the events I had previously set in motion. Which in this case was just a big ol' fight. Rosuk. The print shop, the siege tower. So we were told to go to the print shop.
Get your slave over here! Go for the Prince of One!
Messenger? Got a message for you to run. Here, take it at these coins. Be back with your receipt. No one uses what's the point of a counter if no one talks past counters in this game? You see a thin, stooped man hunched over a desk, scribbling on a piece of paper. His hair is thinning and drab, drawn back into a ponytail, and thin spectacles adorn his hooked nose. His age could be anywhere from his early 20s to late 40s. He doesn't look up as he speaks to you. What do you want? Make it quick. Who are you? Oops. My name's Penn, Burke. The guy that works at the print shop's name is Penn, of course. And your question answers mine. You had no idea this was a printing shop before you strolled in, and you decided to make it your personal quest to waste not only your time, but mine as well. What do you print? Just gonna blow right past him being rude. Books, pamphlets, handbills, words, letters, whatever. He amends. Though I don't do racy prints, and I won't fulfill any perversions you might want, nor do I care to ask. I take commissions, but no NSFW. Alright. Yes, a guilt spur asked me to deliver a handbill to you, so you can print up 100 copies. He takes the handbill from you, looks it over and says, I'll have it for him later, go tell him. He looks back to his desk. You're wasting my time and yours. Well, no. And you're wasting your time and mine. Come, good day. Don't you ignore me. He waves his hand, and then you find yourself outside the shop. What the... Oh, he's a dickhead. And he's magic.